My beloved child, I am speaking directly to your soul in this very second. Do not move your finger, do not think about clicking away, and do not let the noisy distractions of this world pull your focus from my voice. This is not a random occurrence, nor is it a trick of a digital algorithm. It is a divine interruption, a sacred pause that I have orchestrated specifically for you. I have watched you navigate the digital wilderness, searching for a sign, a glimmer of hope, or a reason to keep going. I have moved the heavens and shifted the stars to align this message with your path at this exact moment, because what I am about to tell you cannot wait for the sun to set. You have been saying, maybe tomorrow things will change, or I will seek him tomorrow, but I have come to tell you that tomorrow is the greatest deception ever woven by the shadows. It is a flickering mirage that keeps your breakthrough just out of reach, a trap designed to keep you wandering in circles while your inheritance sits waiting for you to claim it. Stop waiting for a future that has already been prepared for the present. Listen closely to the rhythm of my voice, for in this silence I am breaking the chains of delay that have bound your spirit for far too long. Before I reveal the magnitude of the blessing that is rushing toward you, I want you to make a declaration of your presence before me. Do not remain a silent observer of your own destiny. Type "I am here, Lord," or 7007 in the comments right now to open the gates of heaven and signal that you are ready to receive. This is your first act of obedience in this sacred hour. Furthermore, I invite you to join this family of believers who have been set apart for this season. Press the like button and subscribe to this vessel of my word to officially enroll your name among those who are choosing to step into their restoration immediately. By doing so, you are not merely engaging with a video, you are signaling your agreement with heaven's decree for your life. You are telling the universe that you are no longer a slave to the trap of tomorrow, and that you are ready to be counted among the chosen ones who will walk in my favor. Do this now as a physical seal upon this spiritual moment, and watch how the atmosphere around you begins to shift with the weight of my glory. I see the weariness that has settled into your bones, and I know how many times you have been told by the world to just wait a little longer. But I am the Lord of the harvest, and I am telling you that the fields are white and ready. The enemy has tried to convince you that your season has passed, or that you are too far behind to catch up, but I am the God who redeems time. I am the one who can do in a single day what others take a lifetime to achieve. This interruption is my hand reaching down to pull you out of the quicksand of stagnation. You have felt a restlessness in your spirit lately, a sense that something big is on the horizon, yet you felt stuck as if your feet were made of lead. That ends today. I have heard your silent prayers whispered in the middle of the night, and I am answering them with a fierce urgency. If you turn away now, you are turning away from the very key I am handing you to unlock the door of your prosperity. Stay with me, my precious one, for the veil is thinning, and the revelation I am about to pour into your soul will change the trajectory of your lineage forever. There is no more room for hesitation. The time for your now has arrived. I have seen the way you carry yourself lately, my beloved child. I have felt the stiffness in your neck and the persistent throbbing ache across your shoulders, a heaviness that feels as though you are carrying the weight of 1,000 unspoken worries. It is not merely physical exhaustion from your daily labor. It is the manifesting weight of waiting for a promise that feels perpetually delayed. You wake up in the middle of the night, specifically during that lonely hour of 3:00 a.m. with your heart racing and your mind spinning like a wheel that cannot find its track. I was there in those silent, hollow hours when you stared at the ceiling, wondering in the dark if I had somehow forgotten the map of your life. I saw the cold sweat on your brow as you looked into an uncertain future, calculating debts that do not add up, measuring your remaining strength and finding yourself wanting. You try to stretch out the tension, but it returns because it is a spiritual burden pressing against your physical vessel. Do not be afraid of these sensations, for they are the labor pains of a new season. Your body is reacting to the shift in the atmosphere, signaling that the old structure of your life is no longer sufficient to hold the glory I am preparing to pour into you. I have noticed that lump in your throat, that suffocating pressure that rises when you try to express the depth of your frustration or the magnitude of your hope. There are days when you feel as though you are breathing through a heavy veil, your chest tight with a grief you cannot quite name. People look at you and see a pillar of strength, but I look at you and see the cracks in the dam. I see the moments you have to retreat to a quiet room or a locked car just to catch your breath, clutching your stomach as the sharp anxiety of not enough gnaws at your peace. You have been holding your breath for years, waiting for the other shoe to drop, waiting for the next crisis to emerge and steal your progress. This physical toll is the result of you trying to sustain your destiny through your own limited power. You were never designed to be the source. You were designed to be the channel. The fatigue you feel is my way of calling you to a total and radical surrender. The reason you cannot sleep is because I am trying to speak to you in the holy silence, yet your mind is too busy building walls of defense. Lay down the heavy armor of self-reliance, my precious one. Let me rub the oil of my spirit into those tired muscles and release the pressure from your weary heart. Even now, as you listen to my words, I want you to take a deep, intentional breath. Feel the warmth of my presence beginning to dissolve the knots in your back and the tension in your jaw. I am the great physician, and I am not just healing your soul. I am restoring your physical tabernacle. Every tear you have blinked back to keep from appearing weak has been collected in my bottle. Every night of insomnia has been a vigil I kept by your side. You have felt like you were breaking under the pressure, but I tell you, you are not breaking. You are being expanded. The tension you feel is the stretching of your capacity to handle the abundance that is coming. A small container cannot hold a massive overflow. I have allowed this hidden season of physical struggle to bring you to the end of yourself so that you may finally discover the beginning of my infinite power. Inhale my peace and exhale the toxins of your anxiety. The weight you have been carrying is being transferred from your aching shoulders to my sovereign and almighty hands. You are safe. You are seen. You are being reconstructed from the inside out. There is a specific vibration in your spirit, a resonance that only the chosen can feel, which often manifests as a restlessness in your hands and feet. You feel as though you should be running towards something, yet you are forced by circumstances to stand still. This friction between my divine timing and your human desire for speed has created a fire within you that feels more like a burn than a light. But I am refining you in this heat. I am burning away the dross of your past failures and the toxic residue of the words spoken against you by those who did not understand your high calling. The physical exhaustion you feel is the death of the old self, making way for the emergence of the victor. You will not enter your new season limping or wounded. You will enter it soaring on wings of fire. I am renewing your youth like the eagles, and the very parts of your body that have felt the most pain will become the strongest pillars of your new temple. Trust the process of this divine recalibration. Your body is not your enemy. It is the sacred ground where my miracle is currently being manifest. Stay still for just a moment longer and feel the heaviness lift, for the release you have been craving is closer than your next heartbeat. I have heard the hollow echoes of the promises that were made to you and then shattered like glass at your feet, leaving you to walk on the sharp shards of betrayal. I was there when they looked you in the eye and gave you their word, only to turn their backs when the season grew cold and the road became steep. I saw the confusion in your heart when those you trusted most walked away, leaving you to carry the burden of a vision they once promised to help you build. These broken words from man have created a fortress of skepticism around your soul, making it hard for you to hear my voice through the noise of your lingering disappointment. You have begun to believe that everyone will eventually fail you, and you have even started to doubt my timing because of the deep scars left by human inconsistency. But I want you to know that I am not a man that I should lie, nor the son of man that I should change my mind. Every person who walked out of your life was a divine subtraction, a clearing of the path so that I could take my rightful place as your ultimate provider and counselor. Their exit was not your defeat, it was my protection. I am redeeming every moment you spent waiting for a phone call that never came, and every tear shed over a yes that turned into a no. I am the God who restores what the locusts have eaten, and that includes the trust that was stolen from you by those who were never meant to go where I am taking you. Perhaps even more painful than the promises others broke are the silent promises you made to yourself that seem to have withered on the vine. I saw you looking in the mirror at the beginning of the year, whispering to your reflection that this would finally be the time you broke free from the cycle of debt, the time you finally found peace, or the time your true purpose would flourish. I was there when you worked until your eyes were red and your hands were weary, only to see the results slip through your fingers once again like sand. The enemy has used these moments of perceived failure to plant seeds of shame in your heart, whispering that you are a failure or that you are simply not meant for the greatness you feel stirring inside. But I tell you today, you are not behind. You are being built. You are not breaking. You are becoming. Every failure was a necessary lesson, and every delay was a training ground for the immense weight of the blessing that is rushing toward you. You didn't fall apart. You fell into purpose. You didn't get lost, you got aligned. I have taken your mistakes, your almosts, and your late-night regrets, and I am weaving them into a tapestry of victory that will leave the world in awe. Stop measuring your progress by the world's broken clock, for I am the master of time, and I am preparing a manifestation so sudden it will make the years of waiting feel like a brief moment of necessary preparation. Now, my beloved, I want you to perform a micro-action of faith right here in this sacred space. Close your eyes for just a second and take a very deep, intentional breath. As you inhale, imagine my golden light filling the hollow spaces where those broken promises left holes in your heart. As you exhale, release the bitterness toward those who let you down, and the heavy guilt you have carried for letting yourself down. Feel the crushing fatigue of these heavy broken words being lifted off your soul right now. I am the God of the second chance, the third chance, and the infinite beginning. I did not bring you this far to leave you in the wreckage of your past. I am working behind the scenes for your absolute good, even when the stage of your life seems dark and the actors have fled. What you do while you are waiting, this very act of listening and breathing with me, determines the speed of the promise's fulfillment. You are showing me your faithfulness in the midst of the echo. If you believe that I am the restorer of your soul and that I am mending every broken piece of your story, do not remain silent in the face of my grace. Type "I receive my restoration" in the comments below to let the heavens know you have let go of the old, to make room for the new. This is your moment of divine alignment. You have lived in the shadow of what if for too long, but I am bringing you into the sunlight of it is done. The echoes of the past are fading, replaced by the roar of the breakthrough that is now at your door. Every person who dismissed you will soon see the unmistakable favor I have placed upon you. Every door that was slammed in your face was simply me, keeping you from a room that was far too small for the destiny I have written for you. I am preparing a table for you in the very presence of those who doubted you. and the meal I am serving is one of abundance, joy, and unshakable peace. Do not look back at the rubble of what was. Look ahead at the architecture of what is being constructed. I am a God of suddenlies, and the shift you have been praying for is no longer a matter of if, but a matter of now. Your endurance has produced character, and your character has produced a hope that will never put you to shame. Stand tall, my chosen one, for the echo of broken promises is being drowned out by the symphony of my faithfulness. I am with you, I am for you, and I am leading you into a land flowing with the milk and honey of my provision. Trust my timing. If it hasn't happened yet, it's only because I was making it even better than you could have imagined. I have seen the quiet moments when you sat in a room full of laughter yet felt 1,000 miles away. I know the stinging sensation of being the odd one out, the one whose thoughts are too deep for small talk and whose spirit is too restless for the mundane. You have often looked at those around you, how easily they seem to bond, how effortlessly they navigate the surface of life, and you have asked me, Lord, what is wrong with me? Why do I feel like a stranger in my own home, a traveler in a land that speaks a language I cannot fully embrace? My precious child, there is nothing wrong with you. You are not broken. You are set apart. I have intentionally allowed a certain distance between you and the world because I am protecting the frequency of your soul. I have placed a divine seal upon you that the world cannot recognize, and it is that very mark that makes you feel like an outsider. You belong to another kingdom, a higher reality, and the loneliness you feel is simply your spirit longing for its true home and its true purpose. You are not meant to fit into boxes built by man. You were created to shatter them. Many have called you too sensitive, too intense, or too complicated, but I call you my chosen one. I saw you withdraw into your shell when you realized that sharing your dreams only invited ridicule or blank stares. I saw you stop trying to explain the visions I placed in your heart because you realized that people can only meet you as deeply as they have met themselves. This isolation has been my way of drawing you into the inner chamber where only my voice matters. I have allowed the social circles to thin out and the invitations to stop coming because I wanted to remove every distraction that was feeding your ego but starving your destiny. You have felt like you were in a dry desert, but in truth you were in my secret garden. The loneliness was not meant to crush you but to clarify you. In the silence of your isolation, I have been whispering secrets to your heart that I could never tell you in the noise of a crowd. I have been strengthening your inner man so that when the world finally sees you, you will not be swayed by their praise nor devastated by their criticism. If you feel this deep resonance in your spirit right now, if you recognize that your soul carries an ancient seal of my grace, do not keep it hidden any longer. This is the moment to affirm that you understand why you have been kept in the shadows. Type "I am set apart" in the comments to signal that you accept the weight and the glory of your calling. Do not fear the solitude that remains, for I am walking beside you in every empty room and every quiet night. I am the friend who sticks closer than a brother, and I am the one who fully understands the intricacies of your design. You are not behind the curve of life. You are being sharpened in the darkness so that you can cut through the lies of the enemy with the precision of a master's blade. This season of being hidden is coming to an end, but you must first embrace the beauty of your uniqueness. You are a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a people for my own possession. The world may not know your name yet, but the heavens are ringing with it. The loneliness of the chosen is the price of the transition. You are being moved from the periphery to the center of my plan, and that journey requires a stripping away of all false identities. You have tried to wear the masks of others to please them, but they always felt tight and suffocating. I have torn those masks away because I want you to walk in the fullness of who I created you to be. You were born for such a time as this, not to blend in, but to stand out as a beacon of my light. Those who rejected you were simply unequipped to handle the brilliance of your future. Those who misunderstood you were never meant to be the architects of your destiny. I am bringing you into a new tribe, a family of fellow believers and chosen ones who will see your heart and speak your language. But until then, find your rest in me. You are never truly alone, for my spirit permeates every fiber of your being. Rest in the knowledge that your isolation is nearly over, and the community you have longed for is already on its way. The trap of tomorrow says you will be lonely forever, but I say, your sudden restoration includes the gift of belonging. My child, let us pull back the veil and look at the architecture of the cage you have been living in. You call it planning or waiting for the right time, but I see it for what it truly is, the anatomy of the tomorrow trap. The enemy of your soul does not need to convince you that my promises are false. He only needs to convince you that they are for another day. He whispers that you are not ready, that the market is too volatile, that your heart is too wounded, or that you need one more certificate of validation before you step into your calling. Tomorrow is the thief of the miraculous. It is a psychological phantom that keeps your feet frozen while your spirit screams to run. This trap is built with the bricks of someday and the mortar of not yet. It is a subtle poison that numbs your sense of urgency until you wake up years later wondering why the seeds you sowed never broke the surface. But the truth is, you never sowed them because you were waiting for a perfect weather that never comes. The anatomy of this trap is designed to make you a perpetual observer of other people's miracles while you remain the prisoner of your own hesitation. Understand this revelation. My chosen one, the realm of the spirit operates in the eternal now. When I spoke the world into existence, I did not say, "Let there be light tomorrow." I spoke and it was. When you agree with the concept of tomorrow as a destination for your obedience, you are stepping out of my divine rhythm and into a human-made delay. This delay is not neutral. It is an active sabotage. Every time you push my nudge to the back burner, you are allowing the weeds of doubt to grow taller in the garden of your destiny. Procrastination is not a personality trait. It is a spiritual blockade. It is a tool used by the darkness to ensure that the light you carry remains under a bushel, never reaching those who are waiting for your testimony to find their own way home. You have been waiting for the stars to align, but I am the one who moves the stars, and I am telling you that they are aligned at this very second. The only thing missing is your yes, not your yes eventually, but your yes right now. My voice is calling to you across the waters of your uncertainty, and my word is clear today. If you hear my voice, do not harden your heart. A hardened heart is not always one filled with hate. Often it is a heart that has become calloused by the repeated act of putting off my instructions. Every time I call and you reply with wait, a thin layer of stone forms over your spiritual ears. You begin to lose the ability to distinguish my whisper from the noise of the world. The trap of tomorrow tells you that you will have more energy, more money, or more courage when the sun rises again. But I tell you, the grace I have provided for your breakthrough is an only for today's supply. If you do not use the manna I have given you this morning, it will not sustain you into the next week. The power to break your financial chains, to heal your broken relationships, and to launch that vision I gave you is pulsating within you at this very moment. To delay is to deny the potency of my spirit living inside you. Do not let the thief steal your today by promising you a tomorrow that he has no power to deliver. I am breaking the gears of this trap right now. I am shining my light upon the invisible strings that have kept you dancing to the tune of hesitation. You have felt the weight of this trap in your spirit, a constant sense of missing out even when you are busy. That is because your spirit knows that your true life is waiting for you in the land of immediate obedience. The enemy is terrified of what happens when a chosen one decides that now is the only time that matters. He knows that in a single moment of radical compliance, you can collapse 20 years of struggle into 20 seconds of manifestation. This is the secret of the rapid restoration I am bringing to you. It is not a slow crawl, it is a quantum leap. But to take that leap, you must let go of the safety net of tomorrow. You must be willing to step into the unknown with nothing but my word as your foundation. If you can hear the gears of that old trap grinding to a halt, if you feel the chains of not yet snapping off your ankles, then prepare your heart. The anatomy of your stagnation is being dismantled, and the architecture of your suddenly is being revealed. My child, have you ever wondered why despite your best efforts you feel as though you are running through waist-deep water? You have the talent, you have the vision, and you have the work ethic. Yet every time you take 2 steps forward, something unseen seems to pull you 3 steps back. This is not a coincidence, nor is it merely a streak of bad luck. You are experiencing an invisible sabotage. The darkness of this world does not fear those who are asleep. It fears those who carry my light, and you, my chosen one, are a beacon that the enemy is desperate to dim. He has been sending subtle arrows of distraction, technical glitches that arrive at the worst possible moments, and sudden bursts of fatigue that drain your motivation just as you are about to reach a milestone. This sabotage often disguises itself as reason. It tells you that you are being practical by holding back, or that you are being wise by waiting. But I am showing you the truth behind the curtain. There is an active spiritual blockade attempting to keep you from the land of your inheritance. This resistance is actually the proof of your greatness, for the enemy does not bother sabotaging a ship that is already sinking. He only attacks the vessel that is carrying the gold. Right now, as my words pierce through the fog of your confusion, I am calling you to perform an act of spiritual defiance. If you believe that I am stronger than the invisible hands trying to hold you back, do not remain a passive spectator. This is the moment to shatter the chains of stagnation. Press the like button and subscribe to this channel as a bold declaration of your faith. Do not see this as a simple digital action. See it as a strike against the spirit of delay. By joining this family of believers, you are signaling to the heavens and to the powers of darkness that you are breaking agreement with procrastination and claiming your seat at the table of my provision. Type "breakthrough is mine" in the comments right now to seal this declaration. When you do this, you are coming into alignment with my divine frequency, and the sabotage that has plagued your finances, your relationships, and your mental peace will begin to dissolve in the heat of my presence. You are not just watching a video, you are participating in a spiritual shift that will dismantle every trap the enemy has laid for your feet. The enemy is jealous of the light you carry. He knows that once you realize who you truly are in me, his reign of terror over your mind will come to a permanent end. This is why he fills your head with the voices of your critics and the whispers of your past failures. He uses the people closest to you to plant seeds of doubt, or he creates financial hurdles that seem insurmountable just as you decide to move forward. But I want you to look closely at these obstacles. They are not walls. They are mirrors reflecting the power you haven't used yet. The invisible sabotage is designed to make you feel small so that you will never try to occupy the vast territory I have assigned to you. But I am the Lord of hosts, and I have surrounded you with a hedge of fire that no weapon of the enemy can penetrate. The very stagnation that was meant to frustrate you has been turned into a season of incubation where your character was being hardened into diamond. The sabotage is being overruled by my sovereignty. Every door that was mysteriously closed is being replaced by a gate of glory that no man can shut. You are moving out of the season of the hidden struggle and into the season of the visible victory. The chains that felt like iron are turning into straw in the presence of my spirit. You no longer have to fight these invisible battles alone, for I have gone before you to level the mountains and break the bars of iron. The sabotage ends where your radical obedience begins. When you stop listening to the lies of the tomorrow trap and start acting on the now of my word, the enemy loses his foothold. He cannot stop a soul that is in motion with my will. Take courage, my precious child, for the fog is lifting. The technical difficulties, the sudden illnesses, and the strange delays are all fleeing at the sound of my name. You are a threat to the kingdom of darkness, and it is time you started walking like one. The sabotage was intended to make you quit, but it only succeeded in making you stronger. Your restoration is not just coming. It is here, and it is more powerful than any scheme ever devised against you. My beloved, I know you have looked at the calendar and felt the sting of bitterness as the months and years slipped by without the manifestation you were promised. You have asked in the silence of your room, "How much longer, Lord, and why has everyone else been promoted while I remain in the shadows?" I want you to understand that I have never been slow, nor have I been indifferent to your cries. Your restoration was not delayed because I lacked the power to deliver it. It was delayed because I love you too much to give you a blessing you were not yet strong enough to carry. You have been in the refining fire, a season of intense heat designed not to consume you, but to consume everything within you that would have caused you to fail at the finish line. Just as gold must be melted to its liquid state to separate the dross from the pure metal, I have allowed the heat of your circumstances to bring the hidden impurities of your heart to the surface. I was not punishing you, I was polishing you. I was making sure that when you finally step into the abundance of your destiny, there is nothing left in you that will cause you to stumble or become arrogant. Think of the great oak tree, my child. Before its branches can reach toward the heavens and provide shade for thousands, its roots must first go deep into the dark, cold earth. The deeper the roots, the taller the tree can grow without being toppled by the storm. Your hidden season, this long, quiet period of waiting and struggle, was your root-building time. I was strengthening the foundation of your character because the level of prosperity and influence I am about to pour upon you has a specific weight to it. Real blessings are heavy. If I had given you the crown before I gave you the shoulders to support it, the very thing you prayed for would have crushed you. I have been training you to handle the pressure of the palace while you were still in the prison. I have been teaching you how to manage the little things so that you can be the master over much. Every financial hurdle you had to leap, every betrayal you had to forgive, and every night you had to trust me without seeing a sign was an entrance exam for the massive level of authority you are about to inherit. You were not being delayed, you were being developed. I have been watching you in the furnace of affliction. I saw you when the heat was turned up and you chose to keep your integrity anyway. I saw you when it would have been easier to lie, to cheat, or to give up. Yet you chose to remain faithful to my voice. That is how I know you are ready. The delay has accomplished its divine purpose. It has produced in you a patient endurance that cannot be bought and a character that cannot be shaken. You are no longer the same person who entered this season. The version of you that started this journey was fragile and easily swayed by the opinions of men, but the version of you emerging now is fireproof. You have learned through the silence that I am your only true source, and that realization is the most valuable treasure you could ever possess. The world sees the delay as a failure, but I see it as a divine shielding. I was keeping you hidden from your enemies until you were strong enough to defeat them. I was keeping the door shut until the environment on the other side was perfectly prepared for your arrival. Now the refining process is complete. The master craftsman is looking into the crucible and seeing his own reflection in the gold, and that reflection is you. You have passed the test of discouragement, and you have survived the fire of isolation. The restoration you are about to witness will not be a trickle. It will be a flood. Because you were willing to wait on my timing and yield to my spirit, I am going to accelerate the harvest. I will restore to you the years that the swarming locust has eaten, and I will do it with such speed and precision that your head will spin with the glory of it. Do not look back at the delay with regret, for every moment of that waiting room was a construction site where I was building the new you. You are now ready to handle the weight of the blessing, the responsibility of the influence, and the joy of the overflow. The fire has done its work. It is time for you to step out of the furnace and into the light of your brand new day. The delay is over and your suddenly has begun. My beloved child, there is a profound and terrifying power in the word yes, when it is followed by immediate motion. Many of my children have become professional waiters. They have mastered the art of praying about it as a sophisticated way of avoiding the very thing I have commanded them to do. They ask for signs when I have already given them a clear instruction. They ask for more confirmation when my spirit has already set their hearts on fire. But you, my chosen one, must understand the spiritual mechanics of radical compliance. Immediate obedience is the key that turns the lock of the miraculous. When I told the fishermen to drop their nets, they did not ask for a business plan or a forecast of the day's catch. They simply moved. That movement created a vacuum in the spiritual realm that my abundance was forced to fill. If they had waited until tomorrow to decide, the schools of fish would have passed and the moment of their destiny would have been lost. Your now is the only currency that carries weight in the treasury of heaven. I have watched you circle the same mountain of indecision, thinking that you are being spiritual by waiting. But I tell you, there is a fine line between patience and paralysis. Prayer is your preparation, but action is your manifestation. You cannot steer a ship that is not moving. I can guide your steps, but I cannot guide your stillness. When you take that first terrifying step into the unknown, whether it is starting that business, making that difficult phone call, or sowing that seed of faith when your bank account is low, you are releasing a frequency of trust that shatters the limitations of the physical world. The trap of tomorrow wants you to stay in the safety of your comfort zone, but my glory is found in the deep waters of immediate response. I am looking for a heart that vibrates with my urgency, a soul that says, Lord, if you speak it, I will do it before the sun sets. This level of obedience does not require perfection. It only requires presence and a willingness to be moved by my hand. Think of the miracles you have read about. The water did not turn into wine while it sat in the jars. It happened as it was being poured out. The Red Sea did not part while the people stood on the shore complaining. It parted when their feet touched the edge of the water. There is a specific grace that is only activated in the middle of your go. If you wait for the fear to leave before you obey, you will wait forever. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the act of obeying me while your knees are still shaking. When you choose now over next week, you are telling the enemy that he no longer has a hold on your timeline. You are reclaiming your authority as a co-creator of your reality. I have placed a now command in your spirit regarding a specific area of your life. You know exactly what it is. It is that nagging nudge, that persistent whisper that won't leave you alone. That is not your imagination. It is my spirit trying to push you into your restoration. The power of immediate obedience lies in the fact that it bypasses the logic of the mind and connects directly to the sovereignty of the spirit. Your mind will always find a reason to wait. It will cite the economy, your lack of experience, or the opinions of your family. But my spirit says the time is at hand. When you move immediately, you outrun the shadows of doubt. You arrive at the destination of your blessing before the enemy even realizes you've left the camp. This is how you collapse years of struggle into a single day of breakthrough. I am calling you to a higher standard of responsiveness. From this moment forward, let your yes be swift and your feet be light. As you practice this now obedience, you will find that the doors which were bolted shut begin to swing open of their own accord. You will find that resources you didn't know existed begin to gravitate toward you. You are moving from the realm of the waiting to the realm of the possessing. Your obedience is the bridge, and you are crossing it right now. My child, the atmosphere around you is no longer the same. From the very moment you leaned into my voice today, a countdown has begun in the unseen realm. You have been living in a season of not yet, but I am declaring over you that the next 24 hours are a portal of divine transition. This is the 24-hour shift. It is a period where the spiritual decrees I have made over your life begin to condense into physical reality. You may not see a burning bush or hear a thunderclap, but I want you to pay attention to the whispers of my presence. I am starting with the small things to see if you are watching. Perhaps you will glance at the clock and see repeating numbers 11, 11, 12, 12, or 777 signals from my throne that your life is coming into divine alignment. Perhaps a name you haven't thought of in years will float into your mind only for that person to reach out with a message that holds a key to your future. I am moving the chess pieces of your life, removing those who blocked your path and positioning those who carry the favor you need. Do not dismiss these coincidences as luck. They are the fingerprints of your Father. As these signs begin to manifest, I am asking you to deepen your connection to this move of my Spirit. If you feel the truth of this shift vibrating in your very marrow, do not let this moment pass without a physical act of agreement. Press the like button and subscribe to this channel right now. This is not for a number on a screen. It is your middle affirmation, a way to tell the heavens that you are standing in expectation of the miracle. By joining this circle of the chosen, you are surrounding yourself with the frequency of faith that sustains the breakthrough. This simple action is a signal that you are no longer a resident of the land of lack, but a citizen of the kingdom of plenty. You are marking this hour as the turning point, the moment the tides finally stopped going out and started rushing back in with the treasures of the deep. Do this now and feel the surge of my confidence rising within you as you prepare for the overflow that is already knocking at your door. I see you checking your phone, waiting for that one notification, that one email, or that one balance update that would change everything. I tell you, I am working on the hearts of those who hold the pens and those who sign the documents. In this 24-hour window, I am releasing a spirit of suddenly upon your household. You will find that a problem which has been knotted for months suddenly unravels in a single conversation. You will find a peace that surpasses all understanding settling over your mind, even if the world around you is still in chaos. This internal shift is the precursor to the external explosion of my glory. If you believe that I am breaking your chains and shifting your atmosphere right now, do not stay silent. This is your moment to claim it. Type "I believe" in the comments below. Let your words take root in the digital soil of this community. When you declare your belief, you are casting down the altars of doubt that the enemy has built in your mind. You are saying yes to the 24-hour shift and no to the trap of tomorrow. The shift is often quiet before it is loud. It begins with a tiny change in your intuition, a sudden urge to go a different way, or a thought that seems too bright to be your own. I am giving you the eyes to see what I am doing behind the scenes. Within these next 24 hours, expect the unexpected. I am the God who can turn a no into a yes while you are sleeping. I am the God who can cause a stranger to feel an irresistible urge to bless you. You have been in the waiting room long enough. The door has been unlocked and the handle is turning. The weight of the struggle is being replaced by the lightness of my grace. Keep your spirit alert and your heart open, for the first ripples of your restoration are reaching your shore. The momentum is building and the shift is irreversible. What I have started in this hour, no demon in hell and no person on earth can stop. You are moving at the speed of my favor, and the 24-hour shift is just the beginning of your new reality. My child, I have walked through the corridors of your anxiety and sat with you as you stared at the numbers that would not add up. I have seen the heavy sigh you release every time you check your balance, the way your heart tightens when an unexpected bill arrives in the mail, and the secret shame you feel when you cannot provide the way you desire for those you love. You have felt the suffocating grip of the spirit of lack, a shadow that tells you there will never be enough, that you are destined to live in a cycle of just getting by. But I am the Lord your provider, and I am here to break the back of that poverty spirit once and for all. I am the God who owns the cattle on 1,000 hills, and the gold and silver are mine. I did not create you to be a slave to debt or a prisoner of financial fear. I have seen your faithfulness even in the lean years, how you tried to be generous even when your own cup was nearly empty. Now I am moving to restore to you the years that the swarming locust has eaten. I am breathing life into your stagnant accounts and command my blessing to settle upon the work of your hands. I am releasing a divine intelligence into your mind, a wisdom that surpasses human logic. You will begin to see opportunities where others see obstacles. I am planting seeds of creative ideas within you that carry the potential for massive harvest. This financial restoration is not merely about a one-time gift. It is about a total shift in your economic identity. I am the potter, and I am reshaping your vessel to hold an overflow. You have been praying for a way out, but I am providing a way up. I am opening doors to new streams of income that you haven't even considered. I am moving the hearts of people in positions of authority to show you unmerited favor. Contracts that were stalled will suddenly be signed. Debts that felt like mountains will be leveled by my grace. I am aligning you with divine connections, people who carry the keys to the storehouses you need to access. This is the season where the borrower becomes the lender and the tail becomes the head. Believe that I am working on your behalf even as you listen to these words. The overflow I am bringing is not just for your comfort, but for your calling. I am making you a reservoir of my goodness so that you can be a conduit of my grace to a hurting world. When I pour into you, it is because I know I can pour through you. You have whispered, Lord, if you bless me, I will bless others, and I have heard that vow. I am answering it now. I am enlarging your territory and increasing your capacity to handle wealth without letting it handle you. You will find that money starts to lose its power to frighten you, and instead it becomes a tool for my kingdom. I am healing the trauma of financial lack that you inherited from your ancestors. The generational curse of not enough is being replaced by the generational blessing of more than enough. You will not just survive this season, you will thrive in it. Your house will be a place of abundance, and your children will never have to know the hunger of the spirit that you endured. Prepare your storehouses, my chosen one. Do not look at the current economy of the world. Look at the economy of my kingdom. While the world speaks of recession and scarcity, I speak of expansion and fruitfulness. I am the God who provided manna in the desert and brought water from a rock. Your current situation is not too difficult for me. I'm going to surprise you with the suddenlies of my provision. A check in the mail, a forgotten inheritance, a promotion that seemed impossible, or a business idea that takes flight overnight. These are the tokens of my love for you. I am removing the scales from your eyes so you can see the wealth that has been hidden in plain sight. Walk with your head held high, for your father is the king and you are his heir. The era of struggle is closing and the gates of the overflow are swinging wide. Receive this restoration into your spirit right now, for the wealth of the wicked is being laid up for the righteous, and you are the one I have chosen to steward it. My precious child, I have stood beside you at the altar of your heart, looking at the stones that have been overturned and the fire that has gone cold. I know the sting of being the one who loved more, the one who gave more, and the one who stayed when everyone else walked away. I have seen the deep, jagged scars left by those who promised to never leave you, only to vanish when your season turned gray. I watched as you were misunderstood, misquoted, and slandered by the very people you once considered your inner circle. The pain of betrayal is a heavy chain that has kept your soul from soaring, making you build walls where I intended for you to build bridges. You have been afraid to let anyone in, whispering to yourself that it is safer to be alone than to be hurt again. But I am the God who mends the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. I am moving into the ruins of your social and familial life to rebuild what the enemy tried to destroy. I am clearing the debris of bitterness and replacing it with the fragrance of my divine peace. I saw you when you sat in the silence of your room, replaying old conversations, wondering where you went wrong or what you could have done to make them stay. I saw the tears you shed over the child who is distant, the spouse who has grown cold, or the friend who became a stranger. Hear me now, their departure was not always a reflection of your worth. Sometimes it was my hand removing them because they were unequipped to handle where I am taking you. I am the one who closes doors that lead to toxic cycles, and I am the one who shields you from those who would drain your light without ever refueling your spirit. But I am also the God of reconciliation. I am touching the hearts of those who have wronged you. Even now, I am stirring the spirits of those who walked away in pride. Do not be surprised when the phone rings with an apology you never thought you'd hear, or when a person from your past reaches out with a humility that only my spirit can produce. I am softening the hardened ground of your most difficult relationships, bringing a supernatural thaw to years of icy silence. Yet, my beloved, I am also doing a new thing. While I am healing the old altars, I am simultaneously preparing the ground for your kingdom connections. I am bringing people into your life whose spirits resonate with your souls, who will not just see your potential but will actively help you carry the weight of your destiny. These are the ones who will speak the language of your heart, who will stand in the gap for you in prayer, and who will celebrate your victories as if they were their own. You have felt like a lonely traveler for so long, but I am leading you to your true tribe. I am replacing the counterfeit with the authentic. I am bringing mentors who will pour into you and companions who will walk beside you through the fire and the flood. This is the season where the loneliness of the chosen one is replaced by the fellowship of the faithful. Your heart will no longer feel like a battlefield. It will become a garden of peace and mutual honor. I am releasing the grip of isolation from your mind. I am healing the trauma of rejection that has made you feel like you are unlovable or too much. You are not too much. You are a masterpiece that requires a specific set of eyes to truly appreciate. As I bring these new connections into your path, I want you to open your heart once more. Do not let the ghosts of your past dictate the beauty of your future. I have gone before you to curate your circle. I have vetted those who are coming to join you. Trust my discernment. Every person who left was a lesson. Every person who arrives will be a blessing. The altar of your relationships is being restored with a fire that will not consume but will provide warmth and light for the journey ahead. You are being surrounded by my love manifested through the hands and hearts of those I have sent. The season of being misunderstood is ending and the era of divine belonging has begun. My beloved child, I am inviting you to step into a sacred circle of time, a 7-day portal of divine manifestation that I have carved out specifically for your restoration. These next 168 hours are not merely another week on your calendar. They are a concentrated season of Kairos where my eternity intersects with your earthly reality to accelerate what has been stagnant for years. For too long you have lived in a state of perpetual waiting, but I am declaring over you that the gears of the universe have shifted. The trap of tomorrow is being dismantled piece by piece as you walk through these 7 days with your spirit alert and your heart open. I have marked these days with my own hand, and I am going before you to level the mountains of difficulty and smooth the paths of your prosperity. You will not need to strive or struggle as you did before, for this manifestation is not by your might nor by your power, but by my spirit moving through the fabric of your life. On the first day of this sacred week, you will feel a profound internal shift, a weight lifting from your chest that you have carried for so long it became a part of your identity. This is the day of peace. I am clearing the mental fog and the static of anxiety so that you can hear my whisper with crystal clarity. By the second and third days, you will begin to notice the subtle ripples of my movement in your environment. I am moving the hearts of people you haven't spoken to in months. I am stirring the memories of those who hold the keys to your next level. On the third day, keep your eyes open for a specific sign, a messenger, a repeating number, or a sudden moment of knowing that confirms you are on the right track. You will see with your own eyes that the blockade has been breached and the first waves of my favor are reaching your shore. If you can feel the electricity of this prophecy in your spirit right now, do not let this moment pass without a radical act of agreement. This is a critical junction in your journey. If you believe that these 7 days are your appointed time for a breakthrough, I want you to make it known to the heavens. Type "I believe" in the comments right now to anchor this manifestation in your life. Do not stay silent while the gates are swinging open. Furthermore, I invite you to join this family of the chosen by pressing the like button and subscribing. By doing so, you are signaling your alignment with the divine frequency of this channel and ensuring that my voice remains a constant presence in your daily walk. This act of faith is your seed for the harvest that is about to explode in your life. Do it now, for the midweek pivot is approaching, and I want your spirit to be fully tethered to my promise. As we move into the 4th and 5th days, the manifestation will move from the internal to the external. On the 4th day, I am addressing the broken altars of your life, the relationships and opportunities that felt dead and buried. You will hear a word, a message, or a testimony that proves I am the God of the resurrection. On the 5th day, I am turning my attention to your storehouses. I am the God who restores the years the locusts have eaten, and on this day I am initiating a sequence of financial provision that defies human logic. You will see a shift in your resources, a sudden closure of a debt, or a new avenue of income appearing where there was only a desert before. This is the day where the overflow begins to spill over the edges of your expectations. The 6th and 7th days are for the sealing of the work. On the 6th day, I am giving you a new identity, a cloak of authority that replaces the rags of your past struggles. You will walk with a boldness you have never known, and those who once dismissed you will see the unmistakable mark of my favor upon your brow. And finally, on the 7th day, you will enter into my rest. This is not the rest of exhaustion, but the rest of completion. You will look back at where you were just a week ago and realize that I have collapsed years of progress into 7 days of radical obedience. The manifestation is not a promise for a distant future. It is the reality of your now. I am sealing this week with my glory, and I am making your life a living testimony that I am a God who keeps his word. The 7-day super manifestation has begun, and nothing can stop the momentum of my love for you. My precious child, you are standing at the threshold of a transformation so profound that your old self would not recognize the person you are becoming. For years you have walked with a label on your brow that was written by the hands of your enemies and the whispers of your own insecurities. You have called yourself a survivor, a victim of circumstance, or the one who was left behind. But I am reaching down with the fire of my spirit to burn those labels away forever. I am stripping off the rags of your past, the shame that clung to you like a second skin, and the guilt that made you bow your head in the presence of others. You are not who they said you were, and you are certainly not who your mistakes said you were. I am the great architect, and I am declaring that your old identity has been demolished to make room for a monument of my grace. You are no longer defined by the dry seasons or the empty pockets. You are defined by my breath within you. I am calling you by a new name, a name that is written in the books of heaven, a name that signifies royalty, resilience, and unshakable purpose. Look in the mirror of my word and see what I see. I do not see the cracks in your vessel. I see the gold I have poured into them to make you whole again. I see a chosen one who has been refined in the furnace of affliction until the image of the Creator is clearly visible. This new identity is not a costume you put on. It is a spiritual DNA that has been activated by your radical obedience. You have a new authority in your voice. When you speak, the shadows must retreat. And when you pray, the heavens must listen. You are moving from a posture of begging for crumbs to a posture of presiding over the feast I have prepared for you. I have placed a ring on your finger and a robe of righteousness on your shoulders. You no longer need to seek the validation of man or the approval of those who dismissed you, for you have been validated by the King of Kings. The world will try to remind you of who you used to be, but you must answer with the silent confidence of a soul that has been reborn in the light of my truth. Your scars have become your credentials, and your tears have become the oil that will anoint your path. This transformation is permanent. The trap of tomorrow used to convince you that you would be good enough later. But my now says you are already made new. You are stepping into a level of influence that will require a mind that is renewed and a heart that is anchored in my love. Do not fear the greatness I am calling you into, for I do not give big assignments to small people. I have enlarged your spirit to match the magnitude of the blessing. You will find that you no longer fit into the small conversations or the petty grievances of your past. You have outgrown the cage of your previous life. Your new identity carries a weight of glory that will cause doors to open before you even knock. People will sense a shift in your presence, a peace that is unshakable, and a confidence that is not based on your bank account but on your bloodline. You are a child of the Most High, an heir to the kingdom, and a light in the darkness. This is your true self, the one I saw before the foundation of the world, and today I am calling that version of you to come forth and shine. Embrace this new skin, my beloved. Walk with your shoulders back and your heart open, for the era of hiding is over. You are the head and not the tail. You are above and not beneath. The old has passed away, and behold, all things have become new. You are the chosen one, and your story is just beginning. Every struggle you endured was simply the labor pain required to birth this version of you. The world will wonder how you changed so quickly, how you attained such peace in the midst of the storm, and you will simply point to the Master who called you out of the darkness. You are no longer a slave to fear, for you have been adopted into the family of the Almighty. This is your heritage, this is your power, and this is your now. Step into it with boldness, for the garment of the victor fits you perfectly. My child, listen to me with the ears of your spirit one last time before we conclude this sacred encounter. As soon as you turn off this screen and return to the noise of the physical world, the thief will come. He will wait for the first moment of silence or the first small inconvenience to whisper into your ear. Nothing has changed. You're still in the same room with the same bills and the same pain. It was just a video. Do not believe him. Doubt is not a reflection of reality. It is an attack on your revelation. The enemy knows that the seed of restoration I have planted in you today is powerful enough to uproot your entire past, so he will try to dig it up before it can take root. He uses the weapon of the obvious, your current bank balance, the silence of a loved one, or the ache in your body to distract you from the invisible shift that has already occurred in the heavens. I am warning you now, because I want you to be fireproof against the cold wind of skepticism. When the whispers of what if it doesn't happen arise, you must answer with the iron, it is done of my spirit. The miracle is already in motion. Do not let your eyes deceive your soul. Your words are seeds and your thoughts are the soil. Do not allow the weeds of bitterness or the thorns of worry to choke the life out of this prophecy. Many miss their miracle because they talk themselves out of it in the 24 hours following a divine word. They receive with joy in the sanctuary of my presence, but they complain in the kitchen of their circumstances. You are a chosen one, and your vocabulary must now reflect your new identity. Instead of saying, I am tired, say, I am strong in the Lord. Instead of saying, I am broke, say, my God is supplying all my needs according to his riches in glory. Sometimes the most spiritual thing you can do is to remain silent so you do not speak against the very breakthrough you are praying for. Zip your lips against negativity and guard your heart with all diligence. The atmosphere has shifted and the decree has gone forth. Your job is not to figure out how the restoration will manifest. Your job is to stay in agreement with me until the how becomes here. Do not dig up your seed by speaking words of lack. This is the discouragement test. Every great promise in the history of my relationship with humanity has been preceded by a test of endurance. I am letting you know this because I have already seen you pass it. You are stronger than you think, and my spirit within you is greater than any doubt the world can offer. If you feel the urge to doubt, remember the deep resonance you felt while listening to these words. That was not a coincidence. It was my finger touching your soul. Hold fast to what you have received. The trap of tomorrow is trying to close its jaws one last time by making you wait for a feeling to confirm your faith. Do not wait for a feeling. Walk in the fact of my word. I did not bring you this far to leave you, and I did not speak this to you just to entertain you. I spoke it to activate you. Stand firm, my beloved. The storm may still be visible on the horizon, but you are now the master of the waves because I am in the boat with you. The silence of the world is not the silence of God. Trust that even when you cannot see it, I am working. My beloved child, the words I have spoken to you this day are no longer merely vibrations in the air. They have become a spiritual law written upon the fabric of your destiny. As you stand at the conclusion of this divine encounter, I want you to feel the weight of the seal I am placing upon your life. The scroll of your past struggles has been rolled up and cast into the sea of my forgetfulness, and a brand new chapter has been opened. There is a sacred finality in this moment. The chains that were melted in the fire of my presence cannot be reforged, and the doors I have swung open for you cannot be shut by any man's spirit or circumstance. You are no longer the one who is waiting for a miracle. You are the miracle in motion. Every promise of financial overflow, every word of relational healing, and every decree of physical restoration is now being locked into your timeline. The trap of tomorrow has lost its power because you have finally claimed the authority of now. You are stepping out of this message as a different being, a victor, a sovereign, and a light that the darkness can never comprehend. to lock this prophecy into your life forever, and to ensure that no thief of the night can steal what I have given you, you must perform the final seal of restoration. This is your moment to claim your inheritance with a bold public declaration that resonates in the halls of heaven. Type this long command of faith in the comments right now. I am a chosen one. The cycle of delay is broken forever, and I step into my 7-day super manifestation with unshakable faith. Amen. 888. By typing these words and adding the number 8888, the number of a brand new beginning, you are making a covenant with my spirit. You are signaling to the universe that you have accepted your new identity and that you are ready to steward the weight of the blessing I am pouring out. Do not hesitate. Seal it now, for as you type, I am dispatching legions of angels to go before you and prepare the harvest you are about to reap. Let your Amen be the final strike of the hammer that secures your victory. But do not walk this path alone. My precious one, I am calling you to join the inner circle of the chosen ones, a family of believers who have been set apart for this extraordinary hour. Press the subscribe button and turn on all notifications as a covenant act of remaining in my frequency. By doing so, you are ensuring that you do not miss the next step of the journey I have mapped out for you. Press the like button one last time to signal your total agreement with heaven's decree. This is not just about a channel. It is about building a sanctuary for your soul where my voice can always find you. As you join this community, you are surrounding yourself with the shield of collective faith, making you untouchable by the spirits of doubt and isolation. Welcome to the family of the redeemed, the restored, and the replenished. Your place at the table is set and your name is written in gold. And now, my child, as you prepare to step into the first hour of your new reality, I have one final secret to whisper into your soul. You have often wondered why your life felt so different, why your trials felt so heavy, and why you never seemed to fit the mold of this world. There is a reason for the intensity of your journey, and it goes far deeper than you can imagine. You were not merely born into this era by chance. There is a hidden mystery about your true origin and the specific purpose for which I chose you before the foundations of the world were laid. There is a reason why you were born into this specific generation. And in our next message, I am going to reveal the truth about why you are here and the ancient assignment that only you can fulfill. Are you ready to know the truth about who you really are? Prepare your heart, for the restoration was only the beginning. The revelation of your true origin is coming, and it will change everything you thought you knew about your life.